kept a list under my mattress of all the things I'd do someday. A better job, a different city, a version of me I'd finally save. I watched the years through other windows, counting seasons by the plans. Every later felt like shelter, every soon slipped through my hands. I told myself I'd start when I was ready, but ready kept moving further away. I kept waiting for my life to begin, like there was some door I hadn't walked in. I kept saving my heart for a better year, kept telling myself the real life was near. I thought I'd wake up and finally know where I was going and who I should be. But the years kept moving without asking me. I kept waiting for my life to begin. There were birthdays I barely remember, cheap apartments, borrowed time, people asking what came next while I was still rewriting mine. I watched my friends become their futures while I stayed beside the road, thinking one day I'd feel different if I could just carry the load. I mistook the waiting for a kind of progress I called postponing, taking my time. Every unfinished street had a reason, every empty page had an excuse. I kept looking for a perfect moment, like life was something I could choose to lose. I kept waiting for my life to begin, for the right place, for the right person, for the right kind of wind. I kept saving tomorrow like today was disposable, building a future I was never close to. I thought I'd wake up and finally know why all these years had to move so slow. But the years kept moving without asking me. I kept waiting for my life to begin. Then one night I found that old list. The paper had yellow, the ink had started fading. Some dreams were still there, some had become impossible, and some I didn't want anymore. That's when it hit me, I wasn't waiting for my life to begin. I was waiting for it to become someone else's idea of right. I kept waiting for my life to begin, but it was there in the years I barely let in. In the wrong turns, the late trains, the rooms I outgrew, the people I lost and the things I went through. Maybe I wasn't behind, maybe there was no line. Maybe growing older was never a finish line. I don't need tomorrow to prove I'm alive. I think I finally understand I've been here the whole time. The list is still under my mattress. some things I'll never do. Some dreams don't belong to me anymore, and that's alright. Tomorrow can come without an invitation. I don't need to wait for it, I'll meet it where I am. We had the keys, we had the address, a little money enough to get by. Sunday mornings through the kitchen window, coffee cooling while the world passed by. I thought I'd finally found the rhythm, after years of trying to belong. Nothing seemed to need an explanation, nothing seemed to be going wrong. And something changed, too small to notice, too real to ignore. The room was still the same, but I couldn't feel it like I had before. Everything felt right until it didn't. No warning sign, no reason given. One day the future still looked familiar, the next it wouldn't. Look it all. Everything felt right until it didn't. We kept pretending nothing had shifted. Sometimes the ending doesn't break the door, it simply stops feeling like home. Photographs still looked convincing, everyone smiling where they should. We kept making plans for next December, because changing plans felt worse than good. I started noticing the little things, the pauses where the laughter used to be, the way I answered I'm alright before anyone could ask me. Nothing was ruined, nothing was missing, nothing we could explain, but something inside had moved its furniture and never put it back again. Everything felt right until it didn't. No final fight, no great collision, just two versions of the same tomorrow, slowly losing their position. Everything felt right until it didn't. We held the pieces like they were proof that if we kept enough of yesterday, maybe tomorrow would return to us. Maybe that's how a life changes, not with a fire, not with a warning, just one ordinary morning when you look around and realize you've been standing inside a future you don't recognize anymore. And the hardest part is knowing nothing was ever terribly wrong. It just stopped being right for you. Everything felt right until it didn't, and maybe that's what growing means. Some things can be beautiful and still not belong to the person you've become. Everything felt right until it didn't. I don't need someone to blame for it. Some endings don't need a villain. Some lives just change direction, and sometimes letting go is the first honest thing you've done. I still remember when it felt right. That's what makes it harder. Not that it ended, that for a while it really was enough. We drew the future on a kitchen table with cheap blue ink and borrowed confidence. A better house, a different skyline, a life that finally made some sense. We gave our dreams specific addresses, put little dates beside their names. Never thought the years between them would rearrange the frame. The plans were still there, written in familiar handwriting, but I couldn't recognize the person who wrote them. We became strangers to our own plans. Somewhere between the years, we stopped understanding what we were reaching for. We kept chasing destinations we once believed would save us, but every step forward made the picture harder to see. We became strangers to the lives we thought we'd live. There was a time I knew the answer when someone asked me where I'd be. I could describe the whole horizon like it had already waited for me. Then days became a stack of changes, small enough to leave unnamed. A different job, a different circle, a different version of my face. Nothing disappeared all at once. It simply became less familiar every year. We became strangers to our own plans while trying to keep them alive. We carried old expectations into completely different lives. Every promise from our younger years started sounding like a language. We remembered how to speak, but no longer knew why we were saying it. What happens when the dream comes true, but the person who wanted it is gone? What happens when you finally reach the place you promised yourself and realize you don't want to stay? Maybe growing up isn't becoming the person you planned to be. Maybe it's having the courage to admit you don't want the life anymore. We became strangers to our own plans, and maybe that's not failure. Maybe some dreams were only meant to carry us until we became someone new. I don't regret the roads we imagined or the years we spent believing. I just don't want to spend the rest of my life living inside a future I no longer choose. Somewhere folded inside a drawer. I could follow them if I wanted to, but for the first time I don't. used to speak about December like we'd still be standing there. Same old windows, different weather, same two people, older years. We picked the color of the kitchen, talked about the rooms we'd fill, made little promises to a future that never learned to stay still. I kept the picture long after the frame had changed, held on to tomorrow like yesterday had promised it by name. The future didn't look like us when it finally came into view. We had different streets, different faces, different things we had to lose. The future didn't look like us, and I don't know why I thought it would. We spent so long trying to reach it. We never asked if we still wanted it. There were places we imagined where the years would settle down. A little garden by the window, somewhere far beyond this town. But time has ways of changing people without asking them to choose. Sometimes love can still be honest and still become something you outgrow. Nothing was wasted, nothing was fake, it just became a life we couldn't make. The future didn't look like us when we finally got that far. No familiar hands, no perfect ending, no version of us waiting in the dark. The future didn't look like us, and maybe that's the hardest part. Not that we lost tomorrow, but that tomorrow was never ours. I used to think the future was a place, somewhere we would arrive and everything would make sense. But maybe it was only a story we kept telling because we were afraid to admit we had already changed. And if we met the people we imagine becoming, would we even want their lives? The future didn't look like us, but maybe it wasn't supposed to. Maybe all those years were never leading to one perfect view. Maybe growing older means watching certain dreams lose their shape without calling them failures. The future didn't look like us, and for the first time I'm not asking it to. I still remember the future we imagined. It was beautiful, it just wasn't ours. And somehow that's okay. We learn to smile at the right moments, say the things that made them proud, wear our failures underneath us, keep our questions out of sight. We chose the safest kind of answer when the truth felt hard to explain. Built a life that looked convincing, and wondered why it felt so strange. We kept adjusting every piece of ourselves until nothing seemed out of place, except the person looking back at us. We were too busy becoming someone else, trying to fit into a life that looked good from the outside. We traded pieces of ourselves for approval we could never keep. Spent so many years becoming what they needed, that when the room went empty, we didn't know who was left. I learned the language of expectations before I learned what I wanted. Every dream came with a reason, every choice came with a cost. I said yes when I meant maybe, said maybe when I meant no. Kept becoming easier to love by becoming harder to know. There was no single moment when I disappeared, just thousands of little choices made from fear. We were too busy becoming someone else, trying to outrun every doubt. We wore ambition like a uniform until we forgot how to take it off. We kept climbing toward approval like it was waiting at the top. The higher we went, the less we recognized the people we had become. What if the life they called successful was never the life we wanted? What if every version we worked so hard to become was just another way of asking to be accepted? And what if, for once, we stopped explaining ourselves, stopped performing, stopped pretending, and asked the one question we kept avoiding: what would I choose if nobody was watching? We were too busy becoming someone else. Now I don't want to disappear again. I don't need to be impressive, I don't need to make perfect sense. Let the plans fall where they fall, let some people misunderstand. I'd rather live an unfinished life that finally feels like mine than become everything they wanted and never meet myself. Maybe I wasn't lost, maybe I wasn't just too busy becoming someone else. So tonight I'm taking the pieces I still recognize and leaving the rest where I found them. know who I was by now. After all the roads I've crossed, after every door I walked through, after everything I thought I lost. I thought the years would leave me certain, give the question somewhere to rest. But every answer I once trusted found another question underneath. I got older, but certainty never came. I learned how to carry what I couldn't explain. I thought I know who I was by now. I thought I'd have it figured out, a place to stand, a reason to stay, a version of me I wouldn't doubt. But I'm still somewhere between who I was and who I thought I'd become. I thought I'd know who I was by now, but maybe nobody really does. Faces to know they never fit for long. The responsible one, the fearless one, the one who always carried on. I became good at looking certain, even when I had no clue. Everyone kept asking where I was going, I was still trying to find the view. Maybe growing old was never about knowing. Maybe it's learning to live with not knowing. I thought I know who I was by now. After all these years gone by, I thought the past would explain me if I stared at it long enough. But some questions don't have answers. Some roads don't tell you where they end, and maybe I don't need to understand every version I've been. I thought I know who I was by now, but I'm still becoming again. There are things I still don't understand about myself. Why I stayed when I wanted to leave. Why I left when something asked me to stay. Why I keep chasing things that never made me happy. Why I call it failure when maybe I simply changed. Maybe I spent too long trying to find the person I was supposed to be, when I should have asked, who am I? But nobody needs me to be anything. I thought I know who I was by now, but maybe that's not the point. Maybe life isn't a straight line leading somewhere I can name. Maybe every wrong direction left something I still carry. Maybe every version of me was trying to get me here. I don't have all the answers, I don't need them tonight. For the first time in years, I'm not afraid of the question. I thought I know who I was by now. Maybe I'm allowed to find out slowly. I don't know where this is going. I don't know who I'll be when I get there. But for once, I don't need to know. I'm still here. I'm still here. I found an old photograph buried underneath a broken drawer. There was a face I almost knew, smiling like he wanted nothing more. He had a map inside his head, 1,000 places he would go. Funny how the years can change everything except what you don't know. I spent so long becoming what I thought I had to be. Now I can't tell if I lost myself or finally learned to leave. I'm somewhere between then and who I am now, somewhere between the promises and the ones I broke somehow. I don't miss the person, but I miss the way he dreamed before the world got heavy, before nothing felt as deep. I'm somewhere between them and who I am now, still trying to recognize the man behind this tired face somehow. There are streets I don't remember, but my feet still know the way. And voices from another life still find me on the quiet days. I used to think that growing up meant finally knowing where to stand. Now every answer feels like something I was never meant to understand. Maybe we don't disappear, maybe we just change our names, and maybe every version of ourselves is still waiting in the frame. I'm somewhere between them and who I am now, somewhere between the person I was and the one I allow. I don't want the old days, I just want one thing back, the part of me that believed there was more beyond the cracks. I'm somewhere between them and who I am now, walking through the years like a house I can't figure out. And if I met him on a midnight street, would he know my face? Would he ask me what happened to all the dreams we used to chase? I'd probably say, you're gonna lose some people, you'll lose some sleep, you'll become somebody different, just trying to keep your feet. But don't let the silence tell you who you are. Some things have to break before you see how far you've come. Somewhere between them, finding out I was never supposed to become who I planned. Maybe I became someone I could finally understand. So here's to the boy I couldn't stay. Here's to the man I became along the way. Somewhere between them and who I am now, I'm still becoming. I'm still becoming. We left the lights on in the hallway, like somebody might come home. Your coffee cup was on the table, mine was getting cold alone. We said we'd talk when things got quieter, but quiet never came. Days kept finding different reasons to forget what we couldn't say. I thought we'd lose a little time, a few good years, a little sleep. I never knew the things we kept were the things we lose to keep. We lost more than we meant to, more than either one could see. Somewhere between holding on and learning how to leave. We lost the nights we would have stayed, the words we never got to say, the people we were becoming before life pulled us away. We thought we'd lose each other, but that's not all we lost. We lost more than we meant to, and never counted what it cost. There's a photograph from summer where nobody looks afraid. We were laughing at the future like it owed us better days. Now I pass the places we imagined, and they don't remember me. Funny how a street can hold a life that never got to be. I used to blame the distance, then I blamed the change in years. Now I think some things disappear long before they disappear. We lost more than we meant to, more than either one could see. Somewhere between who we were and who we had to be. We lost the roads we would have taken, the doors we never tried, the reckless kind of hope we had before we learned to hide. We thought we'd lose each other, but that's not all we lost. We lost more than we meant to, and never counted what it cost. Maybe that's what growing older does. It takes without a sound, first the plans, then the people, then the places that held them around. And one day you wake up with everything still here, but somehow the life you remember feels like it belonged to someone else. If I could meet you now, I don't know what I'd say. Maybe we just stand there and let the silence take its place, because some goodbyes don't happen on a particular night. Some people leave in pieces while they're still standing by your side. lost the careless afternoons, the names we almost gave our dreams, the certainty that somewhere ahead everything would be what it seemed. We thought we'd lose each other, and maybe that's enough. But looking back from here tonight, I know we lost so much. We lost more than we meant to, but somehow we survived, carrying all the things we lost into the rest of our lives. The lights are off in the hallway, no one's coming home. I still remember who we were before we learned to let things go. We lost more than we meant to, more than we meant to. Maybe that's what remains. Kept a list inside my phone of all the things I'd do someday. A better job, a different town, a version of me I'd finally say. I told myself when things calmed down, like life was waiting at the door. But every time I found a reason, there was another year to lose. I thought I needed more time, I thought I needed to be ready. I didn't know that waiting could become a life already. This is the life I kept postponing, the one I said I'd start someday. I kept waiting for the right moment, while the moment slipped away. I was saving all my courage for a future that never came. Now I'm standing in the middle of everything I used to blame. This is the life I kept postponing, and I don't know what hurts the most. Maybe all the things I never tried, or the person I almost became. There were cities on the screen that I promised I would see. There were words behind my teeth that I was always scared to speak. I watched my friends become strangers through birthdays on a glowing screen. We kept saying we'll catch up soon, until soon became a memory. I thought someday would find me when I finally had it right, but someday has a way of leaving through the middle of the night. This is the life I kept postponing, the one I said I'd start someday. I kept waiting for permission to become the man I could name. I was saving all my dreams for when the fear was gone. The fear was never leaving, it just learned to carry on. This is the life I kept postponing, and now the years are on my face. I don't regret every road I missed, but I regret how long I stayed. What if I had gone? What if I had stayed? What if I had said the words instead of rehearsing them for days? What if the life I wanted wasn't waiting somewhere ahead? What if it was every morning I was too afraid to live instead? Maybe there was never a perfect time to begin. Maybe I kept calling it patience when I was really afraid to risk time. The life I kept postponing is still waiting tonight. Not tomorrow, not someday. Tonight. We stopped talking about someday, like someday owed us anything. Stopped waiting for the perfect year to become the people we had seen. The apartment wasn't beautiful, the city wasn't where we planned, but morning came through broken blinds, and somehow that was enough to stand. We had less than we imagined, more scars than we would show, but for the first time in a long time, we weren't waiting to become whole. Maybe we were never lost, maybe we were just afraid to call this unfinished life a life worth living anyway. This is the life we finally started living, not the one we promised we'd become. No perfect ending waiting somewhere, no place where all the damage comes undone. We stopped counting what was missing, stopped measuring the years we lost, and somewhere in the middle of it, we learned that being here was worth the cost. This is the life we finally started living, a little broken, a little late, but for the first time, we weren't waiting for a better day. We took the long way home on Fridays, just to see where it would lead. Spent our money on a midnight train instead of things we didn't need. Some friends became our photographs, some dreams quietly changed their names. We learned that growing doesn't mean you get to keep everything the same. There were nights we couldn't fix, there were mornings full of doubt, but we stopped treating every scar like something we should hide away. Maybe growing older isn't knowing what comes next. Maybe it's waking up unsure and choosing not to run from it. This is the life we finally started living, not the one we thought we'd have. We lost a few people on the way, but we found ourselves inside the aftermath. We stopped waiting for permission, stopped asking if we were enough, and somewhere between the fear and freedom, we finally learned to call it love. This is the life we finally started living, with all the things we couldn't change. Not perfect, not forever, just real enough to stay. Remember when we thought we'd know exactly where we'd be by now? We thought the answers would arrive if we just waited long enough. But the years don't know us clarity, and tomorrow doesn't make a vow. So we opened every locked up door and let the uncertain in somehow. If this is all we get, then let it be unfinished. Let it hurt, let it surprise us, let it leave us breathless. I'd rather live a life that's changing than time.